have holes in her booth.
Yeah, foxes in the den. Or we're out of the den today.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. We're out of the holes.
Yeah, all the way up here in southern Indiana.
Formal office here. That's nice. We love Indiana.
Yeah.
So, when does the songwriting magic happen for you guys?
Really all over the place. I don't know. A lot of times, a song can end up taking a lot of different turns and twists, and we'll have bits and pieces that kind of lay around for a long time before they find a home, and eventually something comes along like that. This might work in that part. So it's really hard to nail down when a song begins and when it ends. Because if you look at it from like the first thing that's written to a song to the end of it, it could be 3 or 4 years before a song is finished. But that's just little bits and pieces before the song really starts to form its life of its own.
I'll have months of like self-deprecating processes where I'll be like at home and you know, I'll be working on a song and it'll be eating me up that I can't get it right away, or you know, I'll be working on lines or wait until there's something that really means something to me in it. And, you know, we all have our own recording software and our own computers capable of handling all that kind of stuff at our houses, so we can kind of like do a lot of work on our own. We'll get mix downs done to a certain point, and then before you know we get too carried away, I'll go up to Zach and be like, Zach and Nolan, and be like, listen to this. What do you guys think? You know, what's going on here, or whatever, and they'll kind of like pick it up and toy with it, and then we'll meet up and have sessions, and half the time they're overnights. I can't tell you how many overnights we did on the second Fox's record. And we'll have overnights, and we'll just kind of like, some of them will just be talking in general about everything, and then some of them will be like, all right, we're doing these 2 songs tonight, and we'll look at the state that they're in and kind of add and take away and do everything that we can't do on our own while we have each other together. Of course, everybody's schedules gets increasingly hectic as life goes on. Right. You know, and you move and you change and you grow and things happen, you know.
A lot with this last one, since you've been...
scheduling's important.
Right, since you've been so busy with work and school and all that, we haven't had to have as many of those overnight sessions and everything. A lot of it's been just hearing something in your head until enough that it starts to form a sound, and then trying to get that out of your head into the computer, and then asking you to help with lyrics so I don't have to worry about things being, you know, off or whatever. We all agree on like how the lyrical direction goes and everything. So a lot of times it's just middle of the night, just something pops in your head, and sometimes that just kind of, you never touch it again, and sometimes you just keep snowballing that until it gets into a song.
And I'll pull out my phone full of like, you know, like just I've got probably 50 pages in my phone full of lyrics. Me and my wife, we'll be talking to each other, like we'll even be arguing, and like we'll get to that point of like, you know, of mending and making everything great and wonderful, and like she'll say something to me or I'll say something to her and I'll be like, oh, that's good. And like I'll pull out my phone and she's like, what are you doing on your phone? It's like, I've got a wave of good. I have to write this down, and sometimes I'll forget about it until these sessions when we meet up, and like Zach will have something and I'll have to fill the space, or I'll be working on a vocal melody and I'll pull out the phone and go through the lines and stuff like that. And
songwriting is a strange animal. Sometimes I think when people only hear the finished project, they assume that it just came from one specific place, and then somebody was able to just, you know, be a conduit to that sound immediately. But more often than not, I mean, sometimes it is that. There are songs like that, but more often than not, it's, you know, pieces that you've gathered together for, like Zach was saying, it's just something that's been like stuck in your craw for too long that you need to say.
Right.
And we've been on a big thing lately. On the way up here, we were listening to isolated vocals for probably an hour and a half. I've learned so much. It's from thank God for those Rock Band and Guitar Hero games, because you know, in order to, you know, the producers have to mix now stuff that I would never have access to, songs I've been listening to for years. You know, I'm finally getting like isolated vocals, and isolated guitar tracks, and like like isolated keyboard tracks and stuff that you're gonna miss in the whole mix, and then you drive yourself crazy staying up all night like, oh, how do I make this stand out more? You know, you kind of pick up on these little tricks that the people you look up to do. So we're very much interested in that part of the process and learn as much as we can.
All right, so speaking of songwriting, we've got holiday drinking.
Oh, it's a big one.
This is a big one. This is I want to say probably the most important song that we probably have as far as like getting across the message of Foxes and everything. This one means a lot to us, and it's always a good one to play live. In the same vein of Strips, but this one actually has an interesting. I don't know if you guys know this. I was living downtown Paducah, and I was going to Walmart one day, and it's only about a couple miles up the road from where I was living, but my car was acting up that week, and I didn't have the money to get it fixed. So I was driving to get cat food or something, and the car was just shaking going down the road, and I just started singing the chorus melody to it. It's like, "You got a little way, and I was like, "Ooh, that's good." And I went home and started to piece it together. So that's a fun little anecdote about this song. But I think this one speaks for itself probably more than any other song that we have.
I'd say it's your big single from the second record, you know, where it's like we have Beekeeper. I knew that was going to be my mainlining single as it was moving along in the production process. I was like, yeah, this will be the single. And for Zach's, that's what it was as well, I think. And it was a pleasure for me to be able to come in, Zach, and do my thing in such a beautiful song that you'd already prepared for me.
Love your verse, and I love the.
I was like, oh no.
Love the harmonies. If you guys ever listen to the album version, on the second and third chorus, those 5-part harmonies between me and Jacob are just some of my favorite parts of the record. It gets across that vibe of everyone singing it together and lifting each other up.
Absolutely.
All right, this is Holiday Drinking.
All right, I get to play guitar on this one. Keyboard over there. I'm gonna be proud, bro.
There's a blue luminescent glow coming off the radio, and the man inside is called for sunny skies for all involved. And there's a little red firefly jumping out the side window, and the blue lights flying by and try to make it out alive. But today's not your day, you just seem to get in your own way. Another step back after step back, and you're too bumped down to tell that now you're off and on your way. But so often in the way you get set back and knocked a step back, do you wonder to yourself, well, how'd you get so far from home? Frightened and alone in the cold, nowhere to go but to dig a little deeper now. Are you shaking from a loss of control? That sting in the back of your throat, it is nipping at the tip of your tongue. But you still got a little way to go. It's terrifying, trying to keep yourself together, man. Got a little way to go. It's awfully tiring, crying, so get yourself together, man.
When the police come to my house, I know step patterns that they take tactically throughout the driveway and wave from windows and rain. And I'll try to think of what I could possibly say, for when I look to the sky and I don't feel the same. I took a long way around, it's permanent construction, it's the same white shirt, the places you grew up in. I watch the trucks roll out, the survivors swim, not sure when they or I will be back again. Tired, tried, and tongue-tied, we let it die. I'll say it's pure circumstantial, all the things we do to keep from going home. Sometimes I think there's no answer, it's the last, the slasher flick
He's in the morning mist, there's a killing to be drawn out. I thought I didn't need anybody behind me. Now all I wanna do is make them proud. So we'll see what this mystery has been all about. But right now the papers are scattered about, and the car has left us broke down somewhere very, very strange. But we still got a little way to go. It's terrifying, trying to keep yourself together, man. Got a little way to go. It's awfully tiring, crying, so get yourself together, man. But you still got a little way to go. It's terrifying, trying to keep yourself together, man. Got a little way to go. It's awfully tiring, trying to get yourself together, man. Got a little way to go. Yourself together, man. Got a little way to go. It's softly tiring, crying. Get yourself together, man.
All right, that was Holiday Drinking by Foxes Have Holes. And I've got one last question for you. What does making it look like for Foxes Have Holes?
Oh my god.
Making
Such
it
a loaded question.
as in like